Hi y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about having fun with makeup, trying new products, but also using the makeup that you have and finding new and inspiring and creative ways of being excited by the makeup that you already have. If that sounds great to you, I hope that you will like this video and perhaps hit subscribe. And today we are doing a new makeup releases video. Now, full disclosure, I filmed this video last week, but then so much came out and I felt like I kept missing things and I was like, no. I have to just redo it and add all these new things that have come out or that have been mentioned that I want to talk about. So buckle in. This is going to be a long one. Well, longish. I'm going to try and keep it down to, a reasonable time because I'm the one that has to edit this. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, if you're enjoying this eye makeup, I did this look that is inspired by, if you are a Marvel fan, you probably kind of know what this is. But if you don't, it's inspired by a character in the latest Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness film. And I'd been wanting to do that makeup for a while. And today I was like, I did a test run. I wasn't really happy with it. And so I did it today. I did the lip differently. The lip, I added the purple lip, which just took it, over the edge. But I don't know, I like it. This lip is it's a little patchy. This is an older liquid lipstick, so I'm not surprised, but I still love the shade and I couldn't bring myself to declutter it last time I did my declutter, and I'm probably gonna hold on to it. It's just a beautiful color. It's perfect for like photos and stuff, so she ain't going nowhere. Anywho, let me move to the side here so I can insert my little photos. So let's get into it. And if you guys want to know what's on my face, I always leave all of the details in the description down below of my makeup details. The same will go for any of the items that are mentioned in today's video. Some of them may have affiliate links, so if you click on them, I do get a small compensation, but if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I perfectly understand. And if you do, thank you. Let's get into it. Let me open up my little saved folder here because I've got a lot in here. All right. First up, and this is old news, but I still want to talk about it because I have thoughts. But okay, the closing of Bite Beauty. Let's talk about that. Because like I said, I have thoughts. So it's a little late, and I talked about it in the first time I tried to film this video, but those thoughts still remain. So I'm gonna share them with you. So my thought is this: I was surprised, but not surprised by the announcement. Surprised in the sense that I feel like it's never the brands that you think it's going to be who announce their closing. Like, there are other brands that I feel like if they announced today that they were closing, I'd go, yeah, that makes sense. Bite, I was not expecting that, but at the same time, I had noticed that all of their items were on sale on Sephora, and that is usually the clue. A clue of one or two things, or both, that either the brand is leaving Sephora or the brand is going out of business. So for me, I was, you kind of don't know until it's announced, but a lot of brands do leave Sephora because Sephora takes a huge chunk of the profit margins for any products that are sold in their stores and on their website. So I've noticed that a lot of smaller brands kind of go into Sephora and then quietly leave. And I think it's just because, if you're a small brand, the profit margins, are slight if you're in Sephora. So for me, I was like, well, maybe Bite is and Bite is not a small brand. They are a brand that was bought by Kendo, and Kendo is the brand incubator that started Fenty. They started KBD Beauty, and I believe they are part owner or owners of Sephora itself. So when they were bought by Kendo, I was like, well, they're not really a small brand anymore, so I don't know what's going on. I didn't think anything of it. So when it was announced, my brain kind of went, that's what that was. So when I say it was surprised, it was more like a bit caught off guard. This is my feeling about this. I feel like the biggest mistake they made was to reformulate their entire brand of products. I think and they did this to make their items vegan. Okay. But when you reformulate to the point where people no longer like the products, that's a problem. And I think, you know, when you have your like gold standard products that people rave about and rely on and repurchase again and again and again, it is just not smart business to reformulate those items. Also, I feel like they perhaps expanded their range a little too quickly. I feel like once Bite was bought by Kindle, they came out with a foundation and then a blush and then mascara and then liners, and then there was so much, and I think that a lot of it didn't hit the way that they thought it was going to hit, specifically that Changemaker foundation. That foundation, I've maybe seen maybe one or two people who I know who liked it. The rest of the reviews I saw were terrible. So I just feel like when you rebrand so that you can slap clean, and that's really what this was about. I feel like the rebrand was so that they could market themselves as a clean beauty brand, because that is the trend of the moment. And, you know, I'm not going to get too far into the pseudoscience behind clean marketing. It's junk science, and a lot of it is based on studies that have been debunked. There's a lot of fear mongering and greenwashing involved with clean beauty marketing. And for me, I think jumping on the bandwagon of something like that and assuming that consumers will just eat up your products because it has that little green Sephora clean sticker on it was not the smartest business move. And I feel like that has been borne out by what has occurred now. I don't own a ton of Bite Beauty products. I own their Upswing mascara, and their Upswing mascara is actually one of my favorite, if not my favorite mascara. I love that mascara. It's a fantastic mascara. So I was a little bummed about that. I had even considered buying a backup, and then I was like, no, there's a million mascaras on the market. I can find another mascara that I love. I don't need to buy a backup. I think I have like 2 minis left. I don't need any backups to that. But yeah, that's my feeling about Bite, is that I feel like they reformulated to chase a trend and it didn't work out for them. That's the way I feel about that. Next up, let's talk about this new palette from LH Cosmetics. And LH Cosmetics is makeup artist Linda Hallberg's brand. They have this new palette called the Daybreak palette, and I am interested in this. I just think it's really pretty. It's really soft. It's not a rosy tone palette, guys. And that in and of itself, I'm just like, thank you. Thank you, Linda. That's how I feel. The promo photos are beautiful. Her makeup in one of the promo photos is stunning. And I'm just like, I love the idea. We get so many warm, rosy tones for spring. That it's nice to see a palette that is cool toned but still spring inspired. You know, you don't get a lot of that, and that I think is what has really piqued my interest, is the fact that it's a cool toned spring palette. Those are hard to come by. The LH Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, I'm a little on the fence about. There are certain palettes that I've liked and certain palettes that I haven't liked. But I love their quads, their metallic mysteries quads. Those are really beautiful. But I really am interested in trying this, and I think this is something that I probably will eventually pick up. I don't think it's limited edition, but yeah, this is something that I'm definitely considering picking up. And the great thing is that it's a 2-in-1 palette, so they're shadows, but they also can be used as cake liners, which is amazing. And that's one of the things that I do like about Linda Hallberg's makeup brand, is that her products are all formulated to be multifunctional, you know. And I think you find this a lot with like the makeup artist brands, you know, like your Danessa Myricks. They tend to make products that can multitask, which is lovely. So yeah, I really like this, and I do love the fact that you can also use the shadows as cake liners. I mean, you can use most shadows as cake liners, especially if you have like mixing medium. This eye look is nothing but eyeshadow. I didn't use any liners or anything with this. But yeah, I like the idea of being able to use them as cake liners. That's pretty cool. The pricing is $43 US, which is a bit on the pricey side, but that's about the average for her eyeshadow palettes, I feel. Next up is, and again, I'm late on this, but I did talk about it in the video that no one saw. Okay, because I never posted it. Anyway, I really want this Cosmic Brushes palette. I want it. I wanted it when they first showed it, and I was talking myself out of it, and then I was going to buy it, and then I talked myself out of it again, and then it sold out, and I was like, damn it, I should have just gotten it. I want this palette. It's out of stock right now, but it's a permanent palette. So the owner of the brand, Cosmic Brushes, says she will be restocking it. I will be getting it when it restocks, because this is a beautiful color story, and I saw Angelica Nykvist's review of it, because I had a feeling. I was looking at the swatches. I'm like, those swatches look really good, but you know how you just have a good feeling about certain things. And I was like, I bet that palette is fire. And then she demoed it, and it's fire, and I want it, and I'm getting it. So that's a to be purchased for me. Next up, let's talk about these Urban Decay palettes. I don't understand at this point what Urban Decay is even trying to do. I don't even think Urban Decay knows what it's trying to do. I feel like, honestly, the prevailing theme that I have noticed in this year and a half with mainstream makeup brands is that they have no idea what they're doing. They're all having identity crises. They've run out of ideas, and they haven't found any, they don't know which direction to go. I feel like at this point, they're just sort of throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, and I think this is a prime example of that. This to me is like Urban Decay trying to be edgy, but having lost any clue what edgy is. What is the point of, like, you have a dusty looking rose palette, Sin. What does dusty looking, really pale, rosy tones have to do with Sin? They have a palette called Foxy with these really muted non-green greens. And then you have this half-baked mini, which I guess is their version of like when Melt does their like weed-inspired palettes. This is their version. The promo picture has the model holding a gummy bear in her mouth, so I guess that's an edible. But then you look at the palette and it's like 50 shades of dusty beige and one dusty orange. Like, I don't understand why this exists. Why? It's almost like they had a calendar release date and they're like, we need to come up with something. Let's just come up with these. The promo pics look amateur. Like, they don't look like anything that a major brand like Urban Decay should be putting out. The photos are terrible. They don't make me want to buy anything. Like the model for Sin, like she's holding a lighter. Okay. Foxy, just some, like, why is this Foxy? What's Foxy about it? What's Foxy about Dusty Green? I don't understand. And I really want them to find a new creative director. They need some sort of direction. They need to go back to what they used to be and what made people want to purchase their products and what made people be excited about Urban Decay. Because right now I feel like whenever Urban Decay comes out with something, all we ever do as a beauty community is make fun of it or talk trash about it. And there's a reason for that. They're not bringing us their best. And at this point, I don't even know if they care about bringing us their best, but they need to try, because I honestly haven't purchased anything from Urban Decay. I take it back. I purchased that hydrating foundation, which the shade range for that is trash. I hated the way it looked on my skin. I wound up returning it. But as far as eyeshadows, the last thing I purchased as far as eyeshadow from them was the Honey palette. That's how long ago it was since I purchased something. And even that one, like, I talked trash about that one too until I saw it in person. And that's actually a really beautiful palette. The formula is beautiful. The shadows are beautiful. They just need to step up their game, man. They just need to actually seem like they're trying. Okay, ran over, but that just sent me into a spiral when I saw those photos. You know how you see something and it just sends you into a rage spiral? That's what these palettes did to me. So again. Next up is the Skin Fetish Highlighter Balm Duo Color in Extreme Cyber Orchid. It's a limited edition release. One side has a prismatic highlighter. The other is the transparent gel-based balm. $58. I have the gold version of this. I bought it on sale a while back. I think I bought it on sale like a couple of seasons ago, like a couple, maybe, anyway. I have this. It's fine. I have the gold one. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about. I bought it on sale. I wouldn't have spent $58 on it. Again, it's not a, like I said, I don't have anything from Pat McGrath that I think the formula is terrible. I take that back. The liquid liner. But we'll get, you know, that's another story. But I would say 99.99% of the things that I have tried and own from Pat McGrath, I don't hate. I don't have any issues with. The balm is just meh. And I bought it at a time where I was dipping my toe into trying other formulations of highlighters besides powder highlighters. Now I've tried other formulations, and you know, and I wore it yesterday, and putting it on, I was like, it's all right. And that's kind of how I feel about it. It's all right. I don't think it's worth $58. I will tell you that right now. I don't think that the formula of these duos are worth $58. I don't think they're. And the thing is that the photos of this one look absolutely stunning, and they do seem to have this really great opalescent illumination, as Pat says in the description. So this one might be a little bit better. I think the issue for me with the golden one is that it's just not a lot to it. It doesn't have a lot of oomph to it. You know, when I put it on, the highlight is very subtle. So yeah, I'm just kind of like meh about that. Next up is, and this is something that I am very interested in, and it is the Multi-Peptide Lash and Brow Serum by The Ordinary. I go back and forth about wanting to use a lash serum or a brow serum. I don't typically, because there are a lot of like side effects that can be had with serums, and they've kind of freaked me out and scared me off. But I am thinking of picking up, excuse me, sir. I am thinking of picking up a brow serum. I don't feel as freaked out by that as I do to something that's like close to my eyes. But I don't want to spend $60 on a brow serum, and this one's only $14.50, guys. The pre-order is May 24th online, and then the official launch is June 9th on their website. Oh, that's the day after my birthday. But yeah, the official launch is June 9th on their website, and I think I'm gonna buy this, y'all. No, I think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna get it. Next up is the new sunscreen spray from Black Girl Sunscreen. It is a lightweight continuous sunscreen spray that applies to the body evenly. It's $18.99. It's broad spectrum SPF, water resistant. It can be used on the face and the body. I like spray sunscreens for when I'm reapplying my sunscreen over makeup. I tend to use like those setting spray sunscreens that have SPF, you know, the one from Kula. I've tried the one from Kate Somerville, which is very overpriced. Didn't like it. Left my face. I felt like a grease ball with that. But I've stepped away from that a little bit, only because they don't really give you a consistent coverage when it comes to sunscreen. You have to be really careful about how you apply them. I think what I'm going to start doing, someone suggested this, and I can't remember who it was, but to take like a cream sunscreen or even a spray sunscreen and use like a powder puff or a face puff to apply it. And I think I'm going to try that. This I think is great for like just the body, you know, to spray on the body. I think this would be good. Pretty great. I've tried the Black Girl Sunscreen, the actual like cream sunscreen, and I like it. It's a little too glowy for me. I feel a bit of a grease ball when I wear it. I'm working my way through it now, and I'm going back and forth between that and another sunscreen. But someone recommended trying the Kids Black Girl Sunscreen because it is not glowy and it has a higher SPF and it's cheaper. And so I think I'm going to pick that up because, yeah, I don't dislike the sunscreen itself. It's just a little too heavy for my skin type. Next up, let's talk about this Ilia Beauty New C Beyond Triple Serum SPF Mineral Sunscreen. It's tinted. I'm just looking at I'm like, okay, so it's only 3 shades. It's $64. Has vitamin C, mineral SPF, and niacinamide. Available in 3 translucent tones that disappear into the skin, leaving a sheer glowing finish and no white cast. That sounds great to me. Like, that sounds like something that would be right up my alley. And just so you guys know, if you are new to this channel, I am a sunscreen lover. I do not leave the house without it, and I love trying new sunscreen formulas that I can wear under my makeup or alone. I don't really wear primer because I tend to just wear my sunscreen under my makeup. So yeah, this sounds interesting. I just don't know if it's worth $64. I'm looking at how much product you get, and I'm thinking about how much product you would need. But yeah, I'm just thinking about how much product you would need to apply in relation to how much you get, because I mean, if you don't know, the rule of thumb when you're applying makeup to your, or excuse me, sunscreen to your face is the 2-finger rule. So you should have 2 fingers worth that you then apply on your face. And then for your neck, you should have 3 if you're doing your neck and, you know, front and back of your neck and ears and things like that. So that's a lot of product to be applying to your face for 1 full ounce or 30 milliliters. I just think that's a lot for $64. So I'm just kind of like, eh. And then they're saying there's 3 sheer tones. I'm like, really? Because this has been my experience with tinted sunscreens. And I went on a mission last summer to try a bunch of tinted sunscreens, and I was disappointed by all of them. They're all ashy looking. They say they don't leave a white cast, but they basically just leave, if you are not pale, they do leave a white cast. They leave like this weird, your skin just looks really ashy, you know? So I'm kind of side-eyeing the idea that they don't do that. But they do it. It is intriguing. I just don't know if it's $64 worth intriguing. Magic Beauty. Yeah, this is, let me scoosh over some more again so you guys can, I can put a photo here. I just feel like half Magic Beauty is a cash grab. Now, I feel like that sounds mean to say, but it's just the vibe that I get. Because when I look at the product line, it feels very slapdash. It feels very haphazard. It doesn't feel like a ton of thought has gone into it. And not only that, the thing about, and if you don't know, the brand Half Magic Beauty is the brand that was created by the makeup artist for the show Euphoria. I think the name is Day. I think is the name. Basically, they've created their own brand. It's Half Magic Beauty. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. That's how I feel. It's a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel like a cohesive actual makeup brand release to me. And maybe I'm wrong. Like, let me know in the comments how you feel about this. I really want to know what people's opinion on this brand is, because for me personally, it feels very meh. It's got some liners, it's got some crystals, it's got some like glittery eye toppers. And I feel like the thing, okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of it. The Euphoria look is beautiful, but the Euphoria look is very simple. It looks complicated, but it's actually quite simple. Radiant skin, graphic liner, studs on the eye, a glossy lip, but the skin is still fresh, glittery eyeshadow, things like that. These are all things that I feel like if you are a makeup person, you have already. And you don't necessarily need to buy a specific brand's products to achieve that look. I did a look recently on my Instagram where I did a sunflower yellow look, and I had some studs on my eyes, and they were studs that I bought from Amazon. I got a little pack of them, super cheap. I've got a ton left in different colors that I can use. I already own a bunch of eyeliners in various tones and shades. I own liquid liners, I own pencil liners. You know, I feel like if you are a makeup person, you have these things. There's nothing new or innovative being brought to the table is my point, if that makes sense. And it's not a sense of like, I don't feel like there was any thought put into sitting down and going, okay, we're creating this line. What can we bring to the table that's not already there? Because the market is already so saturated with celebrity brands and even makeup artist brands to a certain extent. So, you know, you've got your Patrick Ta's and your Hindash and, you know, your Pats and your Natashas and your Danessa, and, you know, you have people doing it at these really high level makeup artist brands that I feel like if you're gonna come to the table, it better be something really amazing, because people who are consumers of makeup are incredibly jaded right now, and we're very, I feel like a lot of us are, most of us are becoming quite specific and quite, like we're all becoming quite judicious about how we spend our money and who we give our money to in relation to what we already have and what's already been done or what's already available on the market. And not only is it already available on the market, but has it been done better? You know? So for me, it's just when I looked at the products as a whole in the range, and I'll put a picture up of the whole collection, but I just feel like we didn't need this. I don't feel like this is bringing anything new to the table that can't be replicated in cheaper versions, mainly versions that you already own, so you don't have to spend any additional money on. That's my opinion on the brand. There is a new sneak peek from Fenty Beauty, and they are releasing their Poutsicle hydrating lip stains in 4 shades: My Type, Zesty Bestie, Strawberry Sangria, and Berry Banger. If I can find like the full swatches, I will put them up. So they have them shown on 5 skin tones. So light, medium, 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 deep, and deep, which is great. These are pretty, and if they were like glosses, I'd probably be interested, but I don't do lip stains. I have never been a lip stain girl. The only time I like a lipstick that leaves a stain is maybe if it's a bullet lipstick and it fades nicely and it kind of leaves a little stain, and then when you reapply it, you know, it looks like it did when you originally reapplied it. But as far as actual stain, I don't like the vibe. I'm not really into that look that I've been eating a popsicle. I'd either rather just have like a gloss on or a lipstick. I don't want like a stain. So for me, this is going to just be an automatic no, because it's not a formulation that I'm into. But I figured I'd mention it since it just popped up, and I do think the shades are really pretty, especially Zesty Bestie and My Type. I think if I were to do a lip stain, it would probably be more neutral tones. I'm not really into like that like red stain look, you know. But yeah, those are, doesn't say when they're releasing, it just says coming soon. But they just announced that like 15 minutes ago. About Face Beauty is releasing 11 artist liners. They're HD gel eyeliners, 8 brow artist liners, eyebrow pencils. I'm actually interested in these. The colors are really pretty. I'm a sucker for colored pencils, and I'm interested in trying these. And I know when I did my About Face Beauty review, I was a bit on the fence about, so I would say half of the products that I tried. I've since retried the eye paints that I have, and my opinion on them is the same. Specifically the really rich ones. They're really hard to blend out. Like I decided to try the little, you know, I tried going in heavy with the colors. I've tried doing the like a blended out vibe. The light purple, like the light sort of orchid color that I tried and that I used, I've tried again and I've blended out, and it's pretty, but it's still kind of patchy. The blue is just, I don't know. I'm tempted to try and use it as just as an eyeliner and see how it goes. That one, I feel that is a shade that needs to be able to be opaque, because it's such a vibrant, rich, pigmented blue. It needs to hold on to that pigment, and it just doesn't. So my feelings on those have not changed all that much, unfortunately. But at the same time, I've discovered some bangers from that brand that I still wear on a near daily basis. Like even now, I'm wearing the About Face Beauty Light Lock Powder in Light Spun. I've been obsessed with it. I wear it practically every day. I really enjoy the Fractal Eye Paint and Fracture. That is stunning. Love it. I like the lip pencil. The lip color, again, I don't like that formulation of liquid lip, but I love the shade. So for me, I'm willing to try other things from the brand. I'm not like anti the brand because I had a bad experience with some of the products. And I really love the look of this eye pencil range. They actually have tones in here and shades in here that I don't own, and that's rare for me to find. Usually when it comes to eye pencils, I'm always looking to see what a brand has that I don't have, and very rarely do they have things that I don't have because I own so many colored pencils. But they actually have tones in here that I don't own, like that sort of chartreusey lime eye pencil. I have the pot of pigment from, or it's like a multi-use pot from Tarte, but that dried out pretty much almost immediately. I still have it. I haven't decluttered it. I'm thinking I might try to revive it, but if I can't, this is the tone that shade of like chartreusey lime green is the same tone, and if that's the case, I'm gonna buy that one. It looks really pretty. That orange tone is really pretty. Yeah, they have a couple tones in here that I don't own, and I'm quite, that dark, almost eggplant purple. Yeah, I'm down with that. So yeah, I'm interested in trying the pencils. I don't know about the brow pencils. I'm really picky about brow products. So, and I have brow products that I literally just bought a new brow pencil that, you know, so I don't need brow products. And that's one of the things that I tried not to repurchase and purchase and repurchase from various brands. I try to work through what I have. I ran out of my Brow Wiz and I just bought another Brow Wiz because I didn't have the time to like experiment. I'm like, listen, I need brows. I'm just going to get what I normally get and keep it pushing. So yeah, I don't know if I'll try these. Probably not. And if I do, probably not within, you know what I need, like in the near future. Finally, let's talk about this new release coming from Rose Inc. Rose Inc. is coming out with 2 new products. They're coming out with their new Solar Infusion Soft Focus Cream Bronzers in 4 shades, Parrot K, Kawaii, Seychelles, and Capri. And then they're coming out with their Solar Radiance Hydrating Cream Highlighter in 5 shades, Brilliant, Opalescent, Prismatic, Glancing, and Lustrous. The bronzer shades don't actually look terrible. At least the last 2 don't. I feel like that first one, who's bronzing with a peach? Can someone tell me who's bronzing with a peach? I don't know anyone who's bronzing. Even pale people, I don't see bronzing with a peach tone bronzer. It looks very peachy. At least in the promo photos. Maybe, you know, it looks a little more neutral in real life or in other photos. But yeah, it just looks very peachy. But yeah, the other 2, the last 2 tones look fine. The one in the third one, which I believe is Seychelles, that's actually pretty much exactly the tone of like bronzer that I like for myself, especially around these warmer months. The highlighters look like highlighters, guys. I mean, honestly, all of these are shades that you probably already own and that I know for a fact that I already own. There's nothing new here. There's a peachy, a white peachy gold. There's a pinky peachy gold. There's a neutral gold. There's a peachy tone, and there's a bronze. We all have these. So yeah, the Rose Inc. brand, I've told you guys the story how I had the skin tint and I returned it, and I don't know how I feel about that brand. I have feelings about Rose Inc. Part of it is just that I tried that Rose Inc. skin tint and I left such a poor taste in my mouth because the shade range is it's so trash. It's so trash, at least for the deeper tones. Like the lighter tones, I don't know, but I purchased one that, and when I say it's trash, I mean, when I look at the people that they have on their site and on Sephora that they're showing as the shade that I would pick, like I was between 2 shades and I'm like, oh, I think I'll pick this one. And it was like 3 shades darker than the model. So 3 shades darker than me. And then when I went in store to exchange it, I was literally going to just exchange it for a different shade. I'm like, great, well, I'll try 90 and see. And the deeper tones are just trash. They're just trash. I don't know who they're for. I don't know who decided on these shades for deeper skin tones, but they're trash. I've also heard not great rumblings about them as a brand and what goes on behind the scenes, and it's just left a poor taste in my mouth for me with that brand. Even though a lot of the products look like products that are right up my alley as far as, you know, aesthetic and, you know, the kind of vibe with makeup that I find myself sort of veering towards now. But I just, yeah, I have weird feelings about that brand in general. All right, guys, that is everything. Is there anything that I mentioned in today's video that you owned or that you picked up or ordered? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.